You wake up one morning and something feels different. The sunlight is the same, but the world looks fragile, as if assembled from glass. You look at your hands, your room, your life, and for the first time you ask, what if none of this is truly real? What if the world is a projection of your own mind? We were taught that reality is what we touch: solid tables, blue sky, real pain. Yet you never touch reality directly. You touch signals interpreted by your brain. Every color, every sound, every ache is a translation. The world you call out there is in fact a private film that your consciousness edits every second. Imagine your brain as a theater machine. It assembles meaning from raw inputs to keep you alive. It does not show objective truth, it shows usefulness. This beautiful, convincing facade keeps you functioning. But knowing it's a facade changes everything. Limits, fears, the stories you tell yourself, all can be reread. You are not a passive viewer. Your attention is creative. When you focus, energy moves. When you hold an emotion, it gathers form. Attention is not neutral, it sculpts. The way you look at the world determines which possibilities appear in front of you. You are less a passenger and more a maker of the scene. Every thought is a seed. Some seeds sprout into inventions, relationships, and events. Others grow into walls of fear and limitation. The neutral universe mirrors the frequency you emit. Gratitude yields resonance. Resentment yields friction. Start with one small choice. What you give attention to matters. To see this is to wake up. To wake up is to notice that the I you have been defending is a temporary costume. Memories, roles, labels. Beneath the costume is awareness. Steady, unchanging, spacious. That awareness is the true witness, and recognizing it loosens the grip of old fears. The world begins to change not because you fight it, but because you change how you measure it. Say to yourself, today the world will be kinder. That tiny phrase retunes your perception. Subtle events answer. A smile from a stranger, a door opening. These are not miracles, but reflections aligning with a new frequency. This is not mysticism without substance. Neuroscience shows that expectation and attention alter perception. Quantum experiments show observation affects outcomes. The words are different, but the message is the same. The observer matters. Your inner posture shapes external pattern. You are not your thoughts. You are the space in which they arise. Thoughts come and go like weather over a vast sky. The sky remains. When you grasp that, you stop identifying with each passing storm. The drama loses urgency. Presence gains depth. This is the doorway out of automatic reactivity. If you want to change your life, begin with attention and feeling. Notice the tiny narratives you repeat. I am unlucky. I am not enough. These recurrent phrases program expectancy and behavior. Replace them deliberately with contrary notes. I am capable. I am learning. Practice rewiring the soundtrack. Try this experiment. Tomorrow morning, before you rise, say quietly, today, the world will support me. Observe without forcing. See the small confirmations. They will come. You will notice a different flow. The smallest events will seem synchronized. This is the beginning of conscious co-creation. Real power is not control, but alignment. When your mind and feeling align toward a possibility, energy gathers. You don't have to push the world, you tune to it. That tuning creates circumstances, people, and opportunities that match your inner state. You are a receiver and a broadcaster. Everything that seems to happen to you is actually happening through you. That is not blame. It is liberation. If the script does not please you, you can learn to edit it. Start by noticing patterns and rewriting the small phrases. Each gentle change accumulates like brushstrokes on a large canvas. This is your invitation to stop being a victim of habit and become an artist of life. Begin with a single practice, 3 conscious breaths each morning, and 1 sentence that reorients you. Repeat it until it shifts the film you are projecting. Consistency rewires the perceptual circuitry. These are the first cracks in the habitual reality. They are small, but they are real. Keep watching, keep practicing. In the next section, we will go deeper. How exactly thought becomes matter, and what role emotion and intention play in that process. Every form you see was once an invisible impulse. A building was a dream. A song was a feeling. A revolution was a thought. Reality begins as vibration, a mental frequency that looks for form to inhabit. What you repeatedly imagine begins to look for a doorway into matter. Your mind is not trapped in the skull, it extends like waves. Every thought emits a subtle pattern that interacts with others. Most people never notice it, but sensitive moments, déjà vu, intuition, coincidence, are signs of that invisible web vibrating around you. When emotion fuses with thought, the signal strengthens. Cold thought rarely changes the world, but a thought soaked in feeling becomes magnetic. That is why belief is so powerful. It carries the certainty of emotion. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you believe is already yours. Everything you experience is a reflection of your inner narrative. If you walk through the world expecting hostility, your mind selects it from noise. If you expect openness, the same crowd reveals a different tone. Reality bends around perception because perception filters energy. Imagine consciousness as a lens. If the lens is cracked by fear, every image seems distorted. If the lens is polished by trust, everything shines. Changing the lens is not denial, it's alignment. You decide which wavelength of the infinite spectrum you want to perceive. Science now whispers what mystics always knew. Observation shapes the observed. In quantum experiments, particles shift behavior when watched. The universe responds to awareness, as if consciousness were a hidden participant in every physical act. You are not small. You are the local expression of a vast intelligence learning through form. When you quiet the noise of fear and habit, that intelligence flows more freely, and life starts to rearrange itself to match your clarity. Have you ever noticed how one decision, even tiny, seems to change everything? You decide to forgive, to try, to speak, and the world subtly reorients. That's the ripple effect of consciousness aligning with courage. Reality moves with conviction. The ancients called this logos, the creative word that shapes the world. When you speak with faith, your words are commands to the quantum field. That's why inner dialogue matters. It's not metaphorical, it's mechanical. Each morning, before you speak to others, listen to how you speak within. If your inner voice is hostile, the world feels harsh. If it's patient, reality softens. You are teaching existence how to treat you, with every inner phrase you repeat. Start experimenting. Hold one empowering belief for a week. Something simple. Everything I need is finding me. Notice coincidences begin to cluster. This is not superstition, it's coherence. Your mind, body, and environment begin to vibrate in unison. When doubt returns, don't fight it. Observe it as a passing cloud, not an order. Each time you notice instead of reacting, you reclaim energy. Soon, the habit of doubt weakens, and the stillness underneath starts guiding you with quiet certainty. In this stillness, thought slows and clarity expands. You begin to sense that the external world isn't separate from you. It's a living mirror responding to your most consistent emotional tones. Change the tone, and the reflection shifts. You are both painter and painting, both dreamer and dream. The illusion of separation was only a training tool. Now, the curtain lifts. You realize matter is mind made visible. Your consciousness is the brush shaping the colors of existence. And once you know this, you can never return to blindness. The power to shape your world is not a fantasy, it's a responsibility. In the next part, we'll explore how the illusion of self keeps you trapped, and what happens when you dissolve the mask you've mistaken for your identity. From childhood, you were told who you are. A name, a story, a nationality, a role. You learn to see yourself through other people's eyes. But beneath those layers, there is something untouched. A quiet awareness watching it all unfold. This self you defend every day is a collection of memories, labels, and emotions held together by repetition. It feels solid because you keep telling the same story. But if you pause the story, even for a moment, the sense of I begins to dissolve into pure presence. You are not the character. You are the screen on which the movie plays. When you forget this, the film drags you into drama and fear. When you remember it, you watch with compassion, knowing that everything, even pain, is just movement on the surface of consciousness. Every thought that begins with I am creates identity. I am tired. I am poor. I am unlucky. These are not facts. They're instructions to your nervous system. Change the sentence, and the system rewrites its chemistry. Say instead, I am aware of tiredness. You reclaim your power. Awareness is not tired, not poor, not unlucky. It simply observes. The moment you shift from I am this to I am aware of this, you rise one level above the illusion. That step is liberation, subtle, yet unstoppable. Society trains you to believe you are separate. It needs identity to maintain order. But the truth is more fluid. You are consciousness experiencing itself from a temporary angle. When the angle changes, the identity dissolves, but awareness remains. Think of waves on the ocean. Each wave believes it's alone, different, individual, competing, but all are made of the same water. When the wave calms, it returns to the sea. That is not death, it's remembrance. Every argument, every wound, every fear comes from forgetting that shared essence. When you see yourself and others, forgiveness stops being effort. It becomes recognition. You realize no one truly wins or loses. Only the dream shifts shape. Meditation is not escape. It's rehearsal for clarity. When you close your eyes and observe thoughts passing, you train to stop clinging to the mask. Soon, you can do the same in daily life. To walk through chaos, still anchored in stillness. Watch your reactions today. Notice who is reacting, the story or the observer. Every time you pause before responding, you break the chain of unconscious identity. That pause is your access point to freedom. Freedom is not found in new possessions or titles. It's the moment you realize you don't need them to feel whole. You are already complete. The rest is expression. Play your role fully, but never forget, you are the actor, not the mask. When you see yourself as awareness, fear begins to fade. You stop needing approval. Because awareness doesn't compete, it only witnesses. From that space, decisions become lighter, clearer, and life starts flowing instead of resisting. Even pain changes texture when seen from awareness. Instead of drowning in it, you observe its movement. You breathe into it, and somehow the pain begins to transform into understanding. The observer absorbs and transmutes the storm. You are not here to escape illusion. You're here to play within it consciously. The body, the emotions, the stories, they're part of the art. When you know it's a dream, you can paint with courage. You stop fearing mistakes, because the dream itself is designed to teach through experience. So who are you really? You are the awareness behind every story, the silent witness that was never born and will never die. In the next chapter, We'll explore how that awareness interacts with energy and how vibration becomes the architecture of your reality. Everything around you vibrates. Even what seems solid is a dance of energy fields. Atoms spinning in space so vast that solidity is an illusion. What you call matter is energy slowed down. Visible music frozen into shape. Your thoughts are not different. They too are frequencies. Every emotion, every idea sends ripples through the invisible fabric. When enough ripples align, they condense into form, and the formless becomes visible. That's why moods matter. Joy expands the field, fear contracts it. The same situation under joy feels possible. Under fear feels hopeless. Nothing changed, except the frequency of your perception. The universe is not punishing or rewarding you. It is resonating with your current vibration. If you live in resentment, you keep attracting its echo. If you live in gratitude, you amplify harmony. The mirror cannot reflect anything you don't project. Imagine yourself as a tuning fork in a vast orchestra. When you vibrate with clarity, life around you tunes itself accordingly. But when your note is chaotic, the harmony breaks. Your task is not to control others, only your own vibration. Energy is honest. It cannot fake resonance. You can say, "I'm fine," with your mouth, but your field will reveal tension instantly. That's why authenticity is power. The energy of truth vibrates cleanly and influences everything it touches. Have you ever walked into a room and felt heavy tension, even before anyone spoke? That is energy speaking first. Words are secondary. The body and the field already know. You are reading vibration long before intellect joins in. Conscious creation starts with feeling. If you can feel the reality you want, not pretend, but truly feel, your field begins to sculpt toward that pattern. Energy obeys emotion, not logic. This is why imagination is sacred. It's not fantasy, it's rehearsal for frequency. When you visualize, your brain fires as if the event is real. Your nervous system prepares, your field aligns. You are already broadcasting the future into now. The most magnetic state is gratitude combined with calm certainty. Not begging, not forcing, knowing. Gratitude signals completion. It is done. That vibration invites reality to match it. Desperation repels, appreciation attracts. When life feels chaotic, don't fight the storm. Become still inside it. Stillness doesn't stop movement, it recenters it. Like the eye of a hurricane, awareness and balance transforms turbulence into direction. Look closely and you'll see patterns everywhere. People entering your life at perfect timing. Events aligning beyond logic. Messages repeating through random encounters. Synchronicity is not coincidence, it's resonance at work. You can use this understanding daily. Before a meeting, calm your field. Before sleep, bless your tomorrow. Before speaking, align your tone. These tiny rituals shift frequencies, and the outer world rearranges without resistance. Remember, vibration is the language of the universe. You are constantly speaking it with your emotions. Each thought, each breath, each act of kindness emits a signal. Collectively, they compose the song of your life. When you master your energy, you master experience. You no longer react, you orchestrate. In the next part, we'll uncover how to become a conscious creator, how to rewrite the movie of your life from within, and awaken the true architect hidden inside you. When you finally realize that reality mirrors your inner world, a question arises. If I am the creator, how do I change the script? The answer is simple, but not easy. You must become conscious of your own patterns. Every belief you hold is a line of code in your personal reality. You wrote it long ago, often unconsciously, based on what you saw, what you feared, what you desired. Now those old programs still run your present, until you decide to rewrite them. Rewriting reality begins with observation. You cannot transform what you refuse to see. Start by watching your reactions. What triggers you shows where the code is written deepest. Awareness shines light into the dark corners of habit. Once you see a pattern clearly, it begins to dissolve. Judgment strengthens it. Observation releases it. So don't condemn yourself, simply notice. The act of noticing pulls the pattern into consciousness, and consciousness heals by understanding. Every day offers opportunities to practice. You can turn frustration into focus, fear into inquiry, resistance into awareness. Each choice rewires your energetic field until new reactions become natural and calm replaces chaos. This is the art of inner alchemy. You are the philosopher's stone, transforming ordinary lead-like emotions into gold, the radiant state of presence. The treasure you seek is the clarity to see without distortion. Stop waiting for permission to live as your higher self. You are that self already, only covered by doubt. Act from that truth today in small things. Decisions born of integrity reshape the field faster than any external ritual. Your words hold creative power. Each sentence you speak is a command to the field. That's why honesty is sacred, not moral, but vibrational. To speak truthfully is to align speech with reality itself. Take time to speak to your world consciously. Before you complain, ask, do I want to amplify this energy? Before you praise, feel it fully. The universe hears frequency, not vocabulary. Creation is not about control. It's about resonance. You don't force outcomes. You become the vibration of them. When your inner world matches the frequency of your desire, the external must reflect it. It's law, not luck. Try this. Imagine the version of yourself who already lives the reality you dream of. How does that person walk, breathe, speak, decide? Now start acting as them, not pretending, but remembering who you truly are. That shift begins subtle, but soon the world responds. People treat you differently. Opportunities arise where there were none, and what once felt impossible feels inevitable. Reality bows to identity. Every transformation begins in imagination. It's not escapism, it's blueprinting. The subconscious doesn't know the difference between imagined and lived. Feed it new evidence every day, and it will update the world to match the story you repeat. Remember, creation is not about perfection, it's about presence. When you act from awareness, even mistakes become teachers. The world is a feedback system, not a punishment. It shows you where you're aligned and where you're not, so you can adjust with compassion. When you live this way, life stops feeling random. You recognize the pattern, the intelligence weaving through every event. In the next and final chapter, we'll explore the awakening itself. The moment you remember you were the dreamer all along. There comes a point on every seeker's path when the search itself dissolves. You have read, practiced, meditated, and yet something inside whispers, what I'm looking for was never lost. That is the beginning of awakening. It is not a flash of light or thunder from the sky. It's a quiet shift, the sense that you've been home all along. The journey ends where it started, but now you see it with open eyes. You realize you were never the doer, never the thinker, never the role. Life was living itself through you, like waves through the sea. The you that struggled to control was only the surface. This realization doesn't make you passive, it makes you peaceful. You still act, speak, create, but without the weight of identity. Action flows through you effortlessly. The artist paints, the dancer moves, but no one claims ownership of the dance. The mind resists this simplicity. It wants meaning, victory, proof. But awareness needs none of that. It simply observes, timeless, still, like an infinite mirror reflecting the play of form. When you rest as that awareness, everything you once feared loses its hold. Death, Failure, loss, they are just changes in scenery. Nothing real can be threatened, and nothing unreal was ever born. In that silence, compassion blooms naturally. You stop judging others because you see yourself in all of them. Every face becomes familiar. Every story feels like home. Separation melts into empathy, and love stops being emotion. It becomes perception. This is the state of true creation, not the hustle of willpower, but effortless alignment with the rhythm of existence. You don't chase outcomes. You allow them to unfold through inspired movement. Even your challenges become part of the masterpiece. Each shadow reveals new light. Each fall teaches balance. Awakening is not escape, it's intimacy with everything. You finally stop running from life and start embracing it. You look around, the same room, the same people, but everything feels different. Colors seem brighter, time slower, moments deeper. The ordinary world has become sacred again. This is the secret the mystics whispered. Heaven was never elsewhere. It's here, in this breath, in the space between thoughts, in the awareness reading these very words. To live awake is to remember again and again. You will forget. That's part of the play. But each remembrance deepens peace. Awakening is not a destination. It's the rhythm of forgetting and remembering who you are. And now, as you listen, notice the silence beneath the words. That silence is you. It was here before the story, and it will remain after the last scene fades. Breathe into that silence. Let it fill your chest, your mind, your senses. There's nothing to achieve, only to notice. The observer has come home. The dream continues, but now it's lucid. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who might be ready to remember too. Like the ripple of a single stone, awakening spreads quietly through connection. The world changes one conscious heart at a time.